You wonder why? And then these satanic witches do this shit.
They do. They really do. He's absolutely right. It's a real threat. That shit happened.
Went through the same fucking thing and flees.
Yeah, it's
like
not
a
cool.
little fucking animal, to be hunted and killed.
It is annoying, but it's a lot like the rabbit hole. If you spend a lot of energy chasing evil, you end up in evil land.
Well, you know what? I'm better than they are.
Agreed. Well, you don't want to get trapped in evil, do you?
No, I don't care. I'm a shadow paladin. It's my job.
Oh. Okay, fair.
The best of evil and the worst of good. That's my fucking job. All right.
Have you considered pacifism?
No, I think that's degenerate faggy and cringe. I think only losers could say, I'm going to let the injustice and evil of the world perpetuate itself, and I'm just going to allow it to happen and not fight back against it.
Right. No. Not pacifism. Pacifism. Pacifism is the single most winning strategy in all of human history of combat. Pacifism.
It's weakness.
No, that's pacifism.
It's a disgrace to my entire people and culture, John.
Well, there's two different ones there. You're conflating the two. Pacifism and passivism. I'm stoned, so I can't really say it. I'll type it in chat.
So PASSM PACIFICS ism.
Yeah, precisely.
Okay. So that's fine, sir. I don't succumb to either. My morality and my moral compass and my honor and my entire livelihood, my family, my friends, my entire people and culture are more important. And I don't fucking make exceptions for anyone. I don't care about pacifism or
well, I know, I understand. I only bring it up to say that I was curious if you had tried it as a battle tactic. That's all. I wasn't aware that there was a
battle tactic. No, I'm going nukes out when it comes to baby.
Okay, let me explain what my definition of pacifism is.
After yesterday, less than 24 hours, Maxie did not learn her lesson. She's still in the fucking group chat. Doesn't give a cotton picking fuck about anyone or about
She's a woman. Who gives a fuck
of her actions?
She's a woman. That's going to happen regardless. Now let's focus on me. Pacifism, as I see it, is a strategy where
listen to me right now.
Violence is always the last
one. Right now, you're defying God right now, and if you don't stop going against God, you will get in trouble. Okay, you're going to be okay. And you know something else? The person that hurt you is going to get hurt worse than you. Okay, you're going to be okay.
Images from a child. You sent them to a child.
What the fuck is that?
Again, when I'm gonna
witchcraft, Lewis. Like, you guys think I'm joking? It's literally a demon speaking.
Let me finish.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Jack. Go ahead.
May I? Thank you. Okay. Simply put, if violence is always the last option, you save a lot of energy. Okay. Everybody else goes first typically, because when one is in a place of non-action, taking any action is technically a violent act, depending on what the other options are in any given encounter.
Yes, sir. You're correct.
Yeah. So when I say pacifism, when you speak of chasing down the those who harm children and animals, I agree with you. I want to be very forceful at that. Harming animals particularly sucks. I think that's fucking foul. And children, of course. Well, technically, we're all children of God. Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. Now, in spite of the thrill that comes from chasing down one of these fuckers and giving them what for, admittedly, that is fun. I don't get you wrong. But since the resources of this evil practice are nothing more than the corruption of life itself, if one chases after this, life itself will generate more evil resources by chewing itself up in order to accept the force that one puts out in the environment.
That's not true.
Well, okay, yeah, for you.
You sever it from the root of
Right.
the tree of evil. You
True.
kill evil. That is my duty. That is the
Right.
duty
Yeah, you're a shadow paladin. You're right. So you're actually right. You can actually do that, and I conceivably can as well. I don't think most people can, but I was speaking. I mean, in your case, violence being if violence, I don't know how violent it is when you sever the tree of life. Thing. Maybe it's just like a thought, or maybe you have to go out there with the sword.
The worst perversion and the disgrace to yours and my entire people, to anything that God has built.
Jack, could I ask you if
a child or an animal should be met with vitriol and disgust and death.
Jack,
sure.
Might I ask if you ever have beaten a pedophile up before? Because you spoke about that.
No.
Like you might have. No. Okay.
I have never done that. I've never beaten up anybody.
All right.
Never? Well, I commend you.
Well, wait.
Okay, I'm not that way. I despise evil. And you know what? I was very, very tolerant and lovely with Maxie last night. And the fact that she's still in here, I want gas chamber. I want exterminatus.
You can't do that without me. No, I haven't talked to her yet. I haven't talked to her yet. Chill. Well, see, this is the perfect example. This is when you can put the principle into play. If you just chill and relax and let somebody else who's passionate about something, I'm advising less violence at Maxie. You want to kick her out of
last night, brother.
Well, I was asleep. I was not here. I didn't catch a word of this.
It's not a choice anymore.
Well, it's my strategy. I was not suggesting that you take it on, but that you should know that's what I do.
Who's her next victim? Who is it going to be?
Is it going to
be another Lucky? Is it going to be another? Is it going to be another Bree? Is it going to be another Jason?
I have no interest in victims.
How about a Michael?
I don't think she's going to end up grooming anyone in this chat, Lucky.
I don't want to cross streams and get somebody else's thing. I'm not trying to do that. What?
Is that it has happened? Who's to say that another fucking piece of shit, Molly, motherfucker, no respect for fucking anyone or any background of any people, gonna fucking groom and abuse another poor soul? Can't fucking think for themselves. They're so fucking innocent, have no understanding of the world, and be taken advantage again.
I'm opposed to that, very much so.
Yeah, well, Jack, that's why you and I are shadow paladins. All right.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your inclusiveness, but I don't see myself as a shadow.
You're a neutral evil, Jack. Jack, you're a neutral
evil more often than you have personally, because I used to be a criminal. All right. I don't fucking like this shit. All right.
I agree. I haven't been a criminal for years. Well, which garbage? I don't know what the larger picture is.
Look, there's an honor among thieves and robbers. All right. I have never harmed a child or a woman.
Good.
All right. I've harmed non-white people. I've targeted non-white people because they steal from my culture and people.
What the fuck is?
All right.
You don't need to run down your bona fides to me. I believe you. You sound like a tough customer.
I have never harmed a dog. I have never done anything of that nature. There is a code of conduct that you live under as a man, under God
I do my
or
best
not.
every day.
Every single person has a decent, basic understanding. You do not ever step over these lines. Maxie has crossed those lines. I was nice
allegedly,
and she's still fucking in here. How
allegedly.
the fuck is that even allowed for?
Lucky,
well, I'd like to talk to her.
Lucky, we're gonna
fire disgrace and spitting on my
I think it's too soon to say.
Culture, personally,
it's too soon.
As a shadow paladin,
too soon. You don't have a unanimous council anymore. Now you have two paladins. Are there any other paladins here?
Look, brother.
I think Bree might be one.
Too kind.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we got 4.
I don't know
we
why,
need a quorum
why you do that, Chuck. I've spoken to you like 3 or 4 times now.
3.
You're not
3.
a dumb person. Why?
Thank
why
you.
do you give good grace to evil? Why? Why do you allow?
Sir, I do not. Sir, I do not. I don't think by saying, hey, wait a second, can I talk to her first, is giving good grace to evil. I think that in your estimation, you've seen that something is evil. But since then, is it not possible that there could be an improvement? And even if there isn't, I can certainly reach down into the ether where the soul falls. I can go down with my divine scoop. Yeah, I can scoop them out. You mean I did that a bunch of times. I'll tell you later. I don't want to boast, but it works. So
Jack.
Now that I'm here, I can help.
Jack, what if Maxie wants to be a witch?
I want her to be a witch. So
she wants to be a witch.
That's fine. That's viable. There's a way to do that path safely.
So, Jack, if she is actively choosing to
she's a child. She's a woman. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
It doesn't
woman,
matter.
Child, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
it does.
Or not.
Right, but they're handled under a different divine counsel. Sure, agreed.
Very perverted and
yeah, but she's a woman.
She can actively choose.
Yeah, but she's a woman.
Not to act on evil or not, and
yeah, but she's a woman. She has to pay for Eve. Eve. Yeah,
Jack,
yeah.
So she was
doesn't matter.
Exposed. She could
to what?
not answer mine or especially George's question.
Well, by then she's been replaced by 5 shadow clones by now.
Or not, she had solicited sex for a minor, and she
Big
could
deal.
not give a concise, direct answer.
That's none of my business. Don't tell me that. I mean, cool and all, but still, I don't really need to know that.
That's the fucking truth. That's what happened.
I'm sure it is. I believe you. I totally believe you. I just didn't feel like I needed it to be explained. My issue is something different.
Especially a shadow paladin, brother.
I tell you, I've never heard of a shadow paladin. I've heard of anti-paladins. I have not heard of a shadow paladin. Is this a shadow paladin?
Or not? All right.
Sure.
Very specifically or not, we live by a code of conduct that we love righteous men and women.
I love righteousness.
And that there is no exception to those that ever harm animals or children, innocent people that have done nothing wrong unless they harm our own.
Sure.
Christ Almighty.
What is your protocol for not being able to right. What's your protocol when you're in the field and you can't get through to God and ask for guidance what to do next? What's your protocol there?
What's my protocol? I take it upon apostles. I take it upon Christ word himself.
Wow.
Okay, that
like on the field of battle. Let's say it's like a Karate Kid situation, and you're doing the crane technique, and you can't and you temporarily lose contact. Like they have these spells or devices or some kind of fucking shit that cuts off the crown chakra from the top of the humanoid, and then the signals from Galactic Central Sun don't always get through the same way. This can manifest in a number of different ways, right? As a paladin of who I am, I don't know your deal about shadow. I mean, I haven't thought about it that way. It's not just for jolly cooperation, right? There's a skein of methods of handling battle, both magical, supernatural, spiritual.
Yeah. Conduct. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And so I've got a gig where I've got divine access to like 3 branches of it, and I never hardly ever use it. Right. So whenever I hear about a battle or a fight or a context or something, it's usually it's in the context of me sitting in a chair, looking at people jousting and gauging their technical prowess. Actually fighting where things go on and off. I do that some, but not as much as I thought about it. So theoretically, I'm quite a good strategist. Yeah, go ahead.
My brother, there is no spinning in a chair. There is action and love, or none at all.
Yeah, I go with the last one. Yeah, I know I'm lazy. Right.
I go with the Shadow Paladin position.
Well, that's fine.
Only the eternal. There is only the absolute moral position that no child or animal shall ever be harmed. Any transgression against that, is damnation. And it shall be met on the battlefield. Metaphysical or the physical here and now. That is what a paladin means, right?
I would say so, yes. Yeah, I think so. I think the tech. Here's where the shadow comes in. I think that Crusader, Paladin, and Shadow Paladin, if you imagined one before death, during death, and after death, there would be a different awareness in each one, I think.
The shadow is, yes, the lost in between, and nonetheless, maybe I am damned. I will work in God's name and nature And I will lay down the fucking law. Always.
Well,
as a criminal,
I hope so.
I'm a bad person.
Well, you said you weren't a criminal anymore.
No matter what,
I've given up
will
criminalship.
lay down God's law even as a sinner, as a bad person myself. That's what
Okay. So how does that apply to last night? What was the rule? What were the rules of engagement last night?
Will ensure the existence of our people, our paladins, our warriors, those of us that actually stick up. Okay.
Are you a Celt? Are you a Celt? Are you from Dresden? Well, who?
No, he's a gypsy nigger.
Really? Are you Roma?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hello.
Yeah,
It's so nice to meet you. Hail, my liege.
A little bit Arab, I'm a little
sir.
bit British.
Right on. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you a proper greeting later.
Stretches, brother.
Your Majesty, sir. You come forward. You come.
Yeah.
It's true.
I am descended.
No.
Fine.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. But here's the important thing. From my perspective, genetically, you actually invented the monarchy, the whole concept. That's how far back you. Yeah, you absolutely did. So
it's the extreme position.
Yeah. You automatically have seniority on any royal anything, unless there's two of you, and then in that case, you decide. As far as I know, I haven't been around.
Yes, sir. You're correct.
Yeah. So it's a huge weight off my shoulders. I could just completely shift all responsibility for everything. When there's a Rome around, it's all on you, and then I just serve God and don't have to worry about much of anything. So I've encountered your Majesty before.
Responsibility and honor and love for other people. Why would you shirk that?
Thank you for that reminder. I mean, that is a danger, and in the week will pass that we all do that. But my ideal is that.
Sorry,
you're not.
Go ahead.
Your Highness. I mean, I'm not going to be too royal because actually we're kind of on the same rank right now. Sure. But I do recognize your lineage, and I thank you for it, honestly. And I'm not kidding. You invented monarchy. I don't suppose you remember any of that. Do you have any stories?
Yes, sir. Sure. Blood memory. I mean, that's irrelevant to the moral position that I am taking.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt the story or the discussion that we were having before, which was a good one. But in light of my recognition of your Romahood, it's kind of made that kind of relevant. Now I'll be looking at the issue quite a bit differently. I thought we were thought. I didn't. It's not that I thought. It's just I didn't fully embrace the difference in how we were looking at the problem.
That's fine.
Yeah. Because these evil things.
Sure.
Yeah. These new evil things are fucking vile abominations that need to be chased down before they run into a hole and fucking dig up more raccoons and shit. They're not cool. They need to be well guarded and handled. There are certain worlds where they don't want that shit coming in, and those things can latch onto a person and go through customs. They're invisible. Who the fuck knows? They're fucking crazy shit.
And I need to ask you a very crucial question.
Okay.
To what extent do we allow evil or abominations or perversions or disgust to fly?
Well, it varies.
What is your cutoff point?
Well, I have to live here in this haunted church by myself, and there are creatures that have passed through, and they have in fact fed on me and absorbed my essence because I have these experimental shields that I'm
me too, brother.
Testing for the Navy,
and I love you for it.
Well, thank you.
What did you just say?
It's a real service and honor to feed these creatures. It's like suckling young.
Sure.
Wait, what did you say about the Navy, Jackstar?
Oh, I'm
no. Shut up. This is Jackstar and Lucky's time. Everyone shut up. Let these two talk.
All right. I'll tell you.
Unless Gnome Chad or Bree wants to.
That is a question. That's one that I had in the back of my mind, Mr. Jackstar.
I'm not a fed. I'm a scientist. I'm a researcher. Well, I mean, they're spying on everything I do. Everything. I'm in a part of the world where I can't get any internet signal except for cellular, and the military airspace here. They have all the bandwidth here. They have all of it. So everything I say is going through them, which is actually fine. They're getting a lot of good telemetry out of the whole fucking thing. And it's not like they're paying me. They've just encircled me. They've owned me. It's like they built a fusion reactor on top of Old Faithful. and then they're guarding it and they're sucking off the. It's like the Decepticons come to Earth and they suck up the energon cubes.
It's a radiological metaphysical cage. Yeah, I understand that too.
Yeah, it's a real honor.
So why do you feed into that then?
Because they left me here alone, and I noticed.
What do you? Oh my God! Like you're a veteran.
That's not real.
Yeah. What? Sorry. Come again.
Sorry, someone asked a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, is there a question to me?
For one of us?
Never mind. I'm just picky. There's a lot of noise. I was just schizoing out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just let Jack and Lucky speak.
That might be good for both of us. So, what was the question?
Jack, did you serve in the military?
Never. I've had no military training whatsoever, except for my father.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's what the question was.
I'm owned.
Yeah.
I'm owned. I'm encircled.
Yeah. But this conversation you two are having is fantastic, by the way.
I'm glad.
I'm not engaged in any keynote content. I'm having a real one-to-one. So shut the fuck up, Lewis, unless you have something to interject that's of worthwhile value. Okay. So, Mr. Jackstar, as you and I have been both paladins, you understand that metaphysically, you and I have an obligation to protect and love souls of all mankind. I'm a racist fuck. I don't give a fuck. If I see a black or an Asian man, woman, it doesn't matter, being abused, I'm going to forcefully interject myself.
May I?
As a man of God, and I will lay down the shadow law.
May I respond? As a sorcerer, I'm calling sorcerer rank. I'm a sorcerer as well as a paladin. So I'd like to respond to the first thing. Yes, I don't have an obligation to protect and love those things. I just do it automatically, naturally, and from that point, I've embraced the rules of it's not divine order, it's not paladin order, but there's some sort of rule, some sort of battlefield rules of engagement on the spiritual field, which is cool. It's kind of like the Bilestow. Yeah. Bilestow, that's a good word. But anyway,
that makes you a good person because you do it because it is of your nature.
No. What makes me a good person is that God made me that way, and I chose to consistently go that route.
Absolutely.
So my natural inclination is to follow that automatically. So I don't have to support that in the way that you said. Now, in your case, you do because you work from the shadow.
Sir.
Well, no, I think you are past.
Sorry, I was going to finish. That was rude of me. Sorry, that was okay. Rude.
We're both excited. I'm happy. Yeah. So your case, you walk a harsher path than mine. You're walking 1 foot in each world constantly, and you have
darkness always. And
yeah.
Evil, and I will overcome it. Absolutely.
Well, yeah. Anyway, I'm on the other side of that dimensional boundary, which is not something that I usually pay much attention to. And I'm living in a place where there's a very narrow confluence of these forces. This is one of those like hinges on the borderlands between these different kinds of dimensions. Right. In your case, I can't imagine the stuff you got going on over there. I mean, it's certainly different, right? It doesn't even have to be supernatural different. It's just a whole different world.
Yeah, I mean, we do literally live in different realities, but we can clash here, and somehow we interact, and the natures of reality, or whether it's different, entire planes, we can still interact and be able to share soul energy, and so that is why I am conflicted. I live in the shadows. You look at why I'm doing this intentionally with my camera on. I did notice that. I live in darkness for the light, so that light may prevail from my evil, from my darkness as a shadow paladin.
You're evil. Well. Do you recognize that?
That wants good to prevail.
Let me explain.
Yes.
You speaking to me in conversation, you see live and evil as one way or the other, and living in the Shadowlands the way you do, it's a black or white, either or proposition, right? But in reality,
not necessarily, but it is misconstrued for most people besides you and I. Yes.
Well, it just can easily be said that you have much more of a awareness of the boundary between light and dark than someone who lives in the light all the time, which is not where I live, but other planes above me is very Asgard-like.
Well, a lot of the light is very corrupted and perverted too, unfortunately. Which
Certainly.
you know,
Well,
neither you or I, as paladins, would take pride in. That's very unfortunate that people would take God's hammer incorrectly.
Well, we all make mistakes. That's how
And
we
I
learn.
mourn that. Yeah, I mourn that every day. That's original sin. That's the cosmic mildew that everyone is corrupted by the dark in the first place. I use the dark for good.
Well, that's the nature of the universe. Use the dark for good. Where was I? Oh yeah. So before you start carving Maxie out, I mean, isn't it enough that you've identified her? Do you have to ban her as well?
Well, you know, Jack, it's very unfortunate when I see any soul harmed in a metaphysical way that way, because I am inclined. I am very unfortunately drunk or sober, any state, I am able to read the letters on people's hearts.
Well,
I wish I was never born that way. I wish I was never born that way, but unfortunately, that's the way God had made me. And
how about if
the fact that
okay,
people like Maxie, Jack,
let me agree to take them all. We'll do a treaty.
Have evil marked on their heart, and instead of revolting against it like I had,
I'm supposed to be able to cure it. I'm supposed to be able to do the lay on hands thing. Yeah.
We are supposed to cure it. I do it through exterminatus. It is unacceptable. We shall never allow it to happen again.
Well,
I take the furthest far right, darkened heart position. There can never be an exception ever when it comes to harming children or animals. I take the full-on evil Christian Nazi position, exterminatus. There can never be. I take. Look.
So you think firing squad? Are you going electric chair? What?
Sorry. What was that?
Firing squad or electric chair or gas chamber? Oh, of course, gas chamber. But...
all of them. All of them.
Well, you know, in your jurisdiction, that could very well be the order of the day. I don't know. As I said, we're not there. But let's put it this way: whether you kill them or not, if you reject them from your world, I want you to know that I can certainly absorb certain levels of evil person in other ways. I'm hoping to build a school. I'm not gonna lie. That would be cool, right?
A school for what? Hang on, a school for what?
I'm not sure. Well, perhaps
you and I,
time portal.
You and I have such.
Hang on, Lucky, let Jack finish his.
Hang on, no, Lewis, hang on, because this is a very
whatever the Navy wants, really.
Before he can turn.
I don't work for the Navy, but as a genuine inventor scientist like Tony Stark,
so
hand in hand relationship.
What do you want your school to be?
Lewis, hang on.
I don't know. It depends on who's still there.
Lewis, this question needs to be asked. Is your
probably not a school for stuck in my
like a Navy, like it is of honor and discipline like mine, or is it more of you can reach this path through freedom? I don't see that.
I'm a commando now. I operate completely alone, and at some point I'll have to rejoin civilized civilization. Right now, I don't have any. Yeah, at some point I'll have to take on something, and then I'll probably not be a leader again, but maybe I will be. I don't know. I haven't found a reason to do that yet, but inevitably I will. Right?
Yeah. Well, I see a leader in you. I just disagree. I think you're wrong. I think you're taking the wrong a priori. I think you're approaching evil incorrectly. I think it should be dealt with an iron fist.
Right now I'm not approaching evil at all. I'm standing in a defensive discourse with you, and then I'm not sure what it is I'm defending, but I'm definitely activated. Right? I don't see the evil right now. I see no evil. I fear no evil. Typically, bye.
I see it and despise it.
Well, I'm sure you do. Okay, well, I got shields,
and that's fine.
Well, here I'm here, surrounded by black mold and human waste. It's vile, right? Yeah. That's not really important right now. But what I mean to say is, I don't see what the
yeah,
current.
you and I have been fucked over numerous
Oh,
times.
sure.
I can tell. You know,
Oh, yeah, lots
yeah.
of us.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've been homeless.
That's
You know,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
all
That's
this shit.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does make us stronger, and we were built to take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't mean to boast. It's really kind of tedious. Honestly.
Well, it builds character.
I think so.
Whether you're
Well,
a dork or like you, I wish I could be lightened.
I'm a paladin in the army of lovers. Okay. I don't see how love cannot solve any problem anywhere. Lack of love is the cause of all disharmony. So,
well, you know,
I'm not sure. Do you need a
in the name of love? You know, right?
Well,
that's what a paladin is all about.
Well, it could be a mercy killer. Okay. Well, you've established that you're dark. I mean, can we look past that?
Sure.
Okay. I mean, in the future, when the conflict is over, we're all going to want to look back and be happy with what we've done.
No, it's not about happiness, though.
I didn't say it was.
It's about doing what's right.
Right. Well, I think making sure that the fight.
Not, you know.
Sure, but what would it serve you to destroy evil and destroy your future at the same time?
It doesn't matter what my future is as long as evil is destroyed.
That is the fallacy of Kevin Landwich. It doesn't work that way.
Well, that's fine.
Well,
I'm still going to destroy it.
Well, hopefully you'll have some help. Hopefully it won't just be you.
Well, to you as well, sir. I think we're meeting at an impasse. I respect your opinion. Genuinely. Like I normally am not like nice to people when I disagree like this.
I can tell, yeah. But it's a great pleasure for me as well. Yeah. I want you to know. It really is.
Sure,
I don't get to talk about paladin shit very often.
Just like, yeah, I think we're both different sides of paladins, and I despise all of the evil that has ever been done to our people, my culture and family, my own family and community members, myself.
The lead in the pipes, that was a real bummer. Yeah, no, that was an empire-wide conspiracy. Most people don't realize that. They think that they just had bad plumbers.
I mean, look, yeah. Jack,
no, it was done on purpose.
Where I live in Calgary, Alberta, and it's some of the worst water in the world, and they're doing it on purpose. They've left it.
They've been attacking the water supplies. Yeah, for decades. Yeah. It's a shame. It's a real tragedy. I think the solution is to one way to cope with that is to invest in little fusion powered devices that create water out of they have
well, I mean, it does come down to every day.
Really do.
What are you gonna do? You can plant
what we do
potato every day. You can
hydroponics. Also, they got replicators. Replicators.
You can share love with a person every single day. You can feed a homeless person every single day. I act
not so
on
much.
those little bits.
I'm like 12 miles out of town.
Consumed person. You can feed
Have
a
you ever
homeless
OD'd?
person every day. Yeah, I died actually last year today.
Really?
Was the first time I ever died.
Okay. Plausible.
Motherfucker fucked up the wrong dose of morphine, and I died, and I was dead for 3.5 minutes.
Wow.
And
that can't happen.
It was unlike when I came to Christ on 2 tabs of acid and I smoked DMT. When I died last year,
you don't fuck around, do you?
The most evil thing that ever happened. Well, I didn't even plan for it.
Right.
So, I do view things as being light taken away from people when people should be given light. That's why I work in darkness and as a generally surly douchebag.
You do pretty well.
Anyone should be like me. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You know what I mean, brother? Like,
I do.
I don't want anyone to be harmed like the way that I have. I have empathy in
well, you can't. No, you. See, here's what's going to happen. The more you don't want that to happen, the more frequency you're going to spawn a person who has that desire to answer the negative. Yeah. So you got to. Well, you don't got to actually.
So,
I mean, I don't really mind it so much.
So am I attracting into the eternal umbra, right? Like the parallel.
You're fueling the own search for your own cause of your flaw, and at the same time, you're getting rid of all the other evil flaws. You're like a Roomba that has the ability to suck itself up into a singularity and leave.
Like a
right?
Roomba.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
That's interesting. I've never had that told it to me like that.
It's the first time I thought of it. But you turn yourself into a disc of spinning dark matter and go into the darkness, and then live a life there on that level, kind of like a snorkeler.
Mm-hmm.
And you do that as long as you can handle it. And
off of it
too. Oh yeah, like exercising underwater. In like running in underwater burns like 5 times as much calories or something.
Oh yeah, well I burn for like 4 or 5 days at a time. You know, when I'm at my strongest.
Yeah, it's denser down there too. I bet you got big ass feet too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big ass feet, big ass cock. Never asked for it.
Well,
I mean, what? So
okay. Well, I guess if you slaughter Maxie, then she'll raise up in vibration, and I can capture her soul. I don't usually do that. I prefer not. I don't have a license.
Okay.
I'm waiting for a trial to come. I don't want to get any more charges.
Right. Yeah, for real. Yeah, trials and jokes aside. All right. What would you think I should do as a shadow paladin? Are you more towards not necessarily neutral, but lighter, but you don't confront evil in the way that I do with other evil? What would you say that we should give for advice to one another?
You should smoke more weed.
Oh, I hate weed.
Right. Smoke lots of it. Yeah.
Okay. You know what
Have you tried ingesting the nano-encapsulated formulations? They're remarkable. They somehow...
I have, and I despise them. I actually used to work with, because I used to work with a lot of autistic people as like a father, like older brother figure.
As opposed to now.
Autistic men. Yeah.
Now you just cavort with them.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're brothers. I mean, you know, we're all
we really are
the same, you know, frequency to some degree, you know, higher or lower.
Well, we're actually paladins. I mean, we both do that. It's very similar how to other groups. And the rules come from
treatment was we would sing together. We would resonate the souls within the park. We would sing together. We would do music therapy. We would exercise.
I've done that. I've seen that.
We would jog. Yeah. We would play with the dog. You know, we would read books. I would read to my clients. I never thought of them as clients. I thought of them as brothers and sisters. Right. Only one sister, but brothers and sister. So, what I would say.
Yo, notice how one of you guys is in the light and the other one's in the dark.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's very telling, right? We are opposites of paladins. We are of the same end goal. We are of the same end goal, but our a priori for Jack and I is different, which is fascinating. I'm glad that we actually had a proper long you know, form conversation. Jack, I think you need to be more aggressive. I think you need to express yourself and be, you know, not necessarily surly or awful or you know, you need to make people feel disparaged. I don't think that. I don't see that in you. I see you as a good man. What I'm saying,
I don't give a shit about anybody except Bay.
Why not?
Sorry.
Why not?
I only have some. Right, but I only have this much oxytocin because I haven't had a hug in 2 years. Until I have found some reliable way of generating oxytocin, I'm not as less surly as I should be. And realistically, I'll push this whole goddamn planet off a fucking cliff for any one of like 12 women. I'm not really sure who they are right now.
I'm telling you, Jack, if you ever come to Buffalo, you're one
of the
few people I will allow here, and I will shake your hand, and I will give you a hug, and you will be a part of my tribe. You understand?
Thank you, Lucky. I do. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad that worked out.
You and I can disagree about everything.
Oh yeah.
Other than the end goal. All right.
Well, the end goal is to return home to glory with God.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been phrased better.
Thanks. Yeah. It's great fun. I don't mind telling anybody. I've been to heaven and back a few times. I'm down here as a returned volunteer kind of. I don't know how many times I've died
for me.
Oh,
it was only one time for me.
Seven or eight. Yeah. Well, maybe you get to come out of it. There's ways to pass over from one area to the other. It's possible that I don't know. We can do something.
Well, I mean, there are different realms because we do live in a spiritual realm, but you can touch into different frequencies and different psyches and realms too. So, with age comes wisdom and experience. You may have more experience than I am. Maybe I'm just being the edgy, dark paladin motherfucker. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I do appreciate your insight. It is actually very insightful.
I think it is the spirit of Satan that I have banished from our presence with my holy light of love.
I see.
It's one of my parlor tricks.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Satan. Don't get me wrong. Hail Satan. I especially like the way it's been covered up by nanotechnology. Now Satan is basically a robot that's under the control of autonomous beings.
Right.
They don't count.
I hate.
Before we had Lucifer.
First person to say exactly. I would be the first person to say Heil Christ and Heil Hitler and exterminate all techno, any technomancy, right?
I think they took over the Jews. I think the AI won against the Jews. I think they merged to form Devastator and took off. Not sure.
Well, the
Somebody
Jews
has to.
were, unfortunately, I think a lot of Jews have free will, but unfortunately they have decided their fate. And that
was long ago, though. Well, they
very long ago.
Yeah, exactly. And then I haven't had personally any insight for a while, and then I don't know what the current tension levels are in the world. So I'm a very poor diplomat, but I don't see any reason why.
Yeah, me too. Sure.
Yeah, with the singularity with the coming up and the merger of AI to form transhuman consciousness. Some people actually want that shit. They desperately want transhumanism. I'm not going to stand in their way. Yeah, they really want it because they're built to do that. Hey, Lucky, looking good. I don't see why. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. We can fight evil in the places where it needs to be fought quite handily. That's it's one of the great things about being I don't know what a crusader. No, that's the wrong word. Well, fuck it, I forget. I didn't
not
read it
crusader, but I
no crusade right now.
Yeah. For sure. I'm gonna fucking bang a piss real quick. Excuse me, sir.
Oh, okay.